Hey guys, welcome to the Silver Report. Today is Tuesday, February 7th, 2017. Gold is currently trading at $1,231.30. Silver, again, that historic number, $17.76. And let's get into some of the economic news. We have some amazing actions that have been taking place recently. In Nashville, Tennessee, the bills filed in the Tennessee House and Senate would exempt gold and silver bullion and coins from sales tax, encouraging their use and taking the first step toward breaking the Federal Reserve monopoly system on money. Senator Frank Nicely, a Republican from Strawberry Plains, introduced Senate Bill 350, SB 350, on February 2nd. Republican Representative Bud Hulsey, Republican from Kingsport, introduced companion bill HB 342 in the House. The legislation would exempt from sales tax in the state the sale of all coins, paper money, and bullion that are, number one, manufactured in whole or in part from gold, silver, platinum, palladium, or other material, used solely as a medium of exchange, security, or commodity in this or another state, the United States, or a foreign nation, and sold based on their intrinsic value as precious material or collectible item rather than their representative value as a medium of exchange. Now imagine if you walked in and asked a grocery clerk to break a $5 bill, and he then began to charge you a tax to be able to break the bill. That is because we're living in this world where people are blinded to what gold and silver are, and they are money. We even had, it was in that interview with the ex-federal chairman when he said, "Are gold and silver money?" And he said, "No, they're not. But gold and silver are money." The Federal Reserve knows that they are money, and the people are beginning to realize that the Federal Reserve notes are not money. And so what they've instituted is illegal, but it's necessary. The government has made it illegal to commit sales in any unit of currency that is not the US dollar. And they've done this so that if you sell your silver, a silver dollar, for the silver price value, which right now would be $17.76. But if you use that as currency as opposed to using the dollar bill, you would be committing a crime, a federal crime, for using an alternate currency, because the people would move away from the fiat dollar because they're able to print them at will. And so this is necessary, unconstitutional, and what we're seeing is a breakdown of that system. So they're comparing it, if you were to take your money, for them to be able to tax silver or gold purchases or exchanges, that is the equivalent of their monopoly system, using the government to break any other monetary systems from forming. And so, after all, you're exchanging one form of money for another. But that's essentially what Tennessee's sales tax on gold and silver does. By removing the sales tax on the exchange of precious metals, Tennessee is treating specie as money instead of a commodity. This represents a small step towards reestablishing gold and silver as legal tender and breaking down the Fed's monopoly on money and breaking up their control over money. Practically speaking, eliminating tax on the sale of gold and silver would crack open the door for people to begin using specie in regular business transactions, to be able to use it as a separate form of exchange. And a lot of the times the issue is that it hasn't been that long. Since 1971, it hasn't been that long. And somehow the paradigm we live in is connected to the US dollar as currency. And people can't wrap their minds around what a currency in silver or gold would be, because they still have this goggles on that connects them to what the Federal Reserve notes are, and they say, well, how can it compare it? And they think somehow it would be a loss if for gold and silver holders if somehow the currency was denominated in gold and silver, but that's not the case at all. Because in reality, the paper Federal Reserve notes they hold have no value at all, only implied value. And if the populace were to begin to use gold and silver as their currency, it is the Federal Reserve note that would collapse. That form of what is called the dollar would cease to exist, and everyone that is holding it, everyone who, for example, we'll put it in simple terms. If you have $1,000 Federal Reserve dollars in the bank, and you have $1,000 worth of silver in your safe, if the currency, people lose favor in the currency, lose confidence in the currency, and begin to sell their shares of the dollar, begin to move out of the dollar, what you will see is your bank account melt into worthless paper and ink that it is. While silver, even if it was valued in a different name, whatever term it is, it doesn't change what the true value is. The same as it was back in the 70s when a silver dollar would buy a round of drinks at the saloon. It would buy a night out on the town with your wife or girlfriend to go see a movie. It doesn't change what the value of silver and gold is, which is real money, a real store of value. While the Federal Reserve notes, the paper notes, are valueless. It's implied value, no actual store of value. Now, it says in the United States Constitution, Article 1, Section 10, no state shall make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. States have simply ignored this constitutional provision for years. It's impossible for states to return to a constitutional sound money system when it taxes gold and silver as a commodity. So removing these shackles, removing these chains are necessary. If sound money gains a foothold in the marketplace against Federal Reserve notes, the people will be able to choose the time-tested stability of gold and silver over central banks' rapidly depreciating paper currency. The people's desire. And this isn't the only state, guys. We just did a special the other day, but this is amazing. All these big moves happening so quick. What we have here on February 1st in Phoenix, Arizona, an Arizona bill that would eliminate state capital gain taxes on gold and silver specie and encourage its use as currency, passed an important House committee today. Final approval of the legislation would help undermine the Federal Reserve's monopoly on money. Now, the other day I saw this brewing. Representative Mark Fitcham, a Republican from Tucson, introduced House Bill 2014, HB 2014, on January 9th. The legislation would eliminate the state capital gains taxes on income derived from the exchange of one kind of legal tender for another kind of legal tender, because gold and silver are legal tender according to the Constitution. It's just there has been laws manipulated in order to suppress its use. The bill defines legal tender as a medium of exchange, and that's what silver and gold is. And this thought process, it's brainwashing in a way to tell you it's not money. Go to Venezuela, you'll find out real quick what money is, and it's not their paper currency, including specie. This is authorized by the United States Constitution or Congress for the payment of debts, public charges, taxes, and dues. Specie means coins having precious metal content. In effect, the passage of this bill, it is now moved on to the House. The passage of this bill would legalize gold and silver specie as money. HB 2014, and it's in the state of Arizona. Passed the House Ways and Means Committee by a 5-0 vote. Overwhelming support with it. Under the current Arizona law, gold and silver are subject to capital gains tax when exchanged for Federal Reserve notes, and when used in barter transactions. If the purchasing power of the Federal Reserve note has decreased due to inflation, the metal's nominal dollar value generally rises, and that triggers a gain in most cases. Of course, the capital gain is purely fictional, but these gains are still taxed, thus unfairly punishing people using the precious metal as money. So this is a massive step forward. A massive step forward. And some of the listeners, and I noticed some of their comments, one of the things you need to realize is that the gains in silver and gold price are measured against Federal Reserve notes known as the dollar. Gold and silver has always been money, and its value measured against the current Federal Reserve dollar value right now would be $17.76 for 1 ounce of silver. So that means if silver, 1 ounce, was a dollar coin, it would make your dollar more valuable. It would be the equivalent of what $17.76 of Federal Reserve notes purchases. So you would not be losing money, you would be holding money, and it can't change or be manipulated, especially after it would be re-entered as use as currency. And secondly, the people want the gold, the people want the silver. It is the Federal Reserve who knows they don't want it and is using the laws in this country to suppress our constitutional rights to use gold and silver as money, as it is written that they shall make no other money except gold and silver coin in the United States. So this is massive steps forward, and we see a lot of action on this front, and I'll keep you guys posted. I thank you so much for joining me. If you like the content, be sure to subscribe, like the videos, share these videos, get the word out, awaken the masses to the Federal Reserve scandal and what they have taken from us. This is how they can backdoor rob us through our bank accounts by creation of money. They're stealing by doing this. When they create more dollars, more currency out of nothing with no backing, it doesn't hurt precious metal investors, but it hurts people holding dollars. All right, thank you guys so much. Like the video, share the content. I thank you so much for stopping by, and you guys, as always, be safe. Hey guys, thanks for joining me again. I told you we had something special coming up. So what we're gonna do, I just got a nice package in the mail. Got 2 brand new 2017 Canadian Maples. Man, I love these coins. What a beautiful coin that is. Oh, I guess you're wondering about the title of the video. That's right. This is Free Silver February, guys. And I figured since the channel's been doing so good and picking up so many subscribers, I thought it was time to give a little something back to my audience. So for every person who subscribe, all you have to do, guys, is comment on 3 different videos the message Free Silver February. And for everybody who types the message Free Silver February in 3 different videos, each 3 videos, you're entered in for a chance to win one of these brand new silver Canadian Maples. Brand new, never touched by human hands. Well, at least since they've been in my possession. Brand new spotless coins. And they're yours, guys. I'll pay shipping. So if you want to partake in the contest, all you gotta do is be subscribed. Type in Free Silver February. I'll make it even sweeter. Every 3 videos you post that comment in, you're entered in. So there's no limit. The only limit is the amount of videos, because it's got to be on 3 separate videos. All right, and I'll make it even sweeter since the channel's been doing so well, guys. And if you're new to this channel, we talk a little bit about politics, a little bit about the current economic crisis we're facing that they're trying to ignore. It's kind of one of those fake news sites they've been warning you about. So this is what I'm going to do, guys, since it's been doing so good. If we surpass 1,000 subscribers, which I'm assuming we will, at the current rate, we'll blow past that before the end date, February 27, 2017, I'm going to double it. So you get 2 ounces of silver, and even more than that, I'll throw in 5 mercury dimes. Absolutely free. I'll pay shipping, and we're going to do the drawing live, guys. Good old-fashioned pull names out of a hat. You know what I mean. So here's your chance, guys, if you want to enter in. It's not that difficult for all my audience, all my faithful subscribers. Everyone who's subscribed, all you have to comment is Free Silver February, and you're in. All right, but thank you guys for joining me. This message is effective January 27th, 2017. Let the games begin.